Hi guys, it's Stephanie Grams. I hope you're doing well. Today is September 23rd, 2021, and I thought I would just stop in and give you a few business tips. We are entering the last quarter, well, for most of us, we're entering the last quarter of the year and the busiest time of year, really, for a Memory Bear and Sentimental Sewing business owner. This is usually where people, our customers, have most likely contacted us earlier in the year and said they'd get back to us. And then they usually wait until the end of September, 1st of October to inquire about getting memory bears made, or t-shirt blankets, memory quilts, baby quilts, things like that. And that's where the sentimental sewing part comes into. So if I just say memory bears, no, I'm talking about like the whole realm, the whole umbrella of memory bears and sentimental sewing. So it's all of that, right? But so we might have had preconceived ideas of how the year would have gone. 2020 was not a bad year for a lot of memory bear makers. A lot of them, I shouldn't say a lot is not quantitative, but several have said that it wasn't as good as they had planned, and that's because of the whole issue in 2020. Now that we're in 2021, I've had some sewing business owners ask me how are some idea, or give me some ideas on how they can process the orders with the clothing, things like that, knowing that there might be some hesitance because of the whole 2020 issue. And I can't use a certain word because of being flagged. And so hopefully you understand what I'm talking about, like the pandemic issue, right? So one idea is have your customers pre-wash their clothes, place them in a plastic bag, like those really large Ziploc baggies. I don't have one next to my desk. They can actually use Walmart or grocery store bags. Sorry, I shouldn't use name brands. Grocery store bags, put the clothes in it, and then wrap those in plastic and then ship them to you, or even drop them off. What I do when I receive clothes, whether I meet somebody locally and if I meet locally, I meet in a public place, like a library, a parking lot of a police station, that type of thing. Never at my house, never at their house, never at anybody's house. All right, that's for me. That's a no-no. But anyway, so moving forward, their clothes stay in a plastic bag, and then I put it in a plastic container, like this one, right here, with a snapping and like a locking lid. And in it, the clothes stay in this for 3 days before I open it. If you want to put that in your contract, just because we're post-pandemic, but we're not like out of the blue, so to speak, this might give you some peace of mind knowing that if there were any germs on anything, that they would be like snuffed out, right? Pretty much. But regardless, even before 2020, it's in my policy procedures, it's on the contract, and it's verbally stated or sent via text, however my customer communicates with me. I let them know that their clothes have to be washed before they send them to me. I've never had an issue. My customers have actually said, thank you for requesting that, because now they know that I have a sanitized, clean, safe area of where I'm working and sewing their products. So that's very important to me. I've always encouraged or given the idea to the customer that, yes, you might want your loved one's scent still on the clothes, so use their perfume or cologne, body spray. For an infant, it was to spritz lightly some watered down Dreft laundry soap, laundry detergent, If you water it down like 1 part detergent and like 4 parts water, and you put it in a spray bottle, you can mist the Memory Bear or the baby blanket in that scent, because that has a baby scent to it. Those were just some ideas that I gave customers in the past, and they appreciated that. Those are all ideas for you to share with your customers as well. Now, let's moving forward. We are beginning to get into the busy time, and you need to really know what you want out of your business. I don't know if you have a team helping you assemble Memory Bears. Some of my students have a helper, but the majority of my students are like just doing this on their own. And a few of my students, on top of that, they have another job, so that it's not just 100% business. So depending on where you fall, if it's just you or if you work full-time somewhere else or you have a helper, here's an idea for you. Write down, brainstorm, whether with yourself or your teammate, how many bears you can process between today, September 23rd, and your cutoff day for Christmas. My cutoff day for my company for Christmas deliveries is December 8th, period. If you want your bear or blankets or ornaments or anything else that I make for Christmas, I have to have your clothes in my hands, right, with half payment by October 8th, maybe October 12th, depending on where you live, right? And you have to have your order paid in full by December 1st, so I can have it in the mail by December 8th for you. Now, all of this is contingent on where the customer lives, at least for my business. If this person is in Ohio and it's a local pickup or drop off, I'm going to change my dates around for them. If it's somebody in another state, way up north where the weather's really, really bad, usually during the winter, or way across the country on the west, or way down south where they get the hurricanes, I may have to change the whole schedule, if that makes sense. So just to decide with yourself or your team what you can truly process, what your dates are, your cutoff dates to receive the bear with your at least half down. Now, we've talked about half down before in my classes, and it might be in my YouTube list. So you'll have to go ahead and look through the list. Hopefully you find it. If you don't, I discuss all of this in my private Facebook group. And again, it's in the book that I've published, and I am talking about that in my October classes. So hopefully you get in on the October class, October 2021, sorry. It's the cheapest it's ever going to be, and you get a copy of my book. So all that information is at stephaniegrams.com if you're interested in that. We talk about all things business related, all the ups and downs, everything that I've gone through, everything I found out through taxes and legal. I'm just sharing my story and giving you some ideas that you can take to your tax advisor and your legal advisors. I don't offer legal or tax anything because I'm not a professional in that. But at least I have like a printout that I can give you to take to them wherever you live. Processing your orders, make sure that you have ample space for the clothing. Like I said, one customer's order is going to go in that plastic bin. So if I have a customer's order, let me show you a couple of things. Hold on. All right. If I have a customer that's only ordering, they send me one shirt for one bear, I can fit it in this tiny little shoebox. All right. But if I have a customer like I did last year I had a customer order 5 bears 2 different times, and she sent me a huge amount of clothes for a patchwork type of bear. Her clothes did not fit in this, So I actually have a larger bin that I don't have by my chair. But have these clear bins with the locking lids and keep your customers separate. So see this customer A and they want, well, the one customer had 13 bears made. Again, her clothes wouldn't have fit in this. But a customer that sends you, 5 to, sorry, I just peeled this paper off. I promise that's what that was. That sends you maybe 5 shirts because they want 5 bears. Those clothes will be in here. I will have an order, a copy of the order, select the invoice laying inside this box or this bin facing up with the customer's order date, the amount they paid, the number of articles of clothing in here, and any instructions that they sent me. If I have my little teddy bear drawing and I have like the little swatches or something, let's pretend that they sent me this sheet, right? And on this sheet there was a teddy bear picture. And then let's say they ordered 5 bears, because usually everybody that comes to me, they want 5 bears or more made. I'm going to have bear number 1 with its information, bear number 2, 3, 4, 5. All the information is going to be on that sheet of paper, and it's going to be facing up in the bin, along with the date I received the order. All right. When I say that, I mean the date I received the clothes, the amount that they paid down, and the date that I quoted them it would be done. All right. All of that's facing up. For me in my business, it's first come, first served, basically, unless they didn't send a payment with their clothes. I do not start to process any order until I receive half of the total down. Why is that, right? Why is that? Because here's the thing. Sometimes people have all the good, they really have good intentions on getting things made, right? And you can't take up your valuable time as a business owner starting or processing an order if that customer has not paid at least half down. Half down in my company, for my LLC, half down is non-refundable. Why is that? Well, for one, the half down of the total secures their time on my calendar, make sure that I have the proper matching thread for the bears, and make sure that I purchase enough polyfill for those bears. It makes it so where I am not out any money if they do not pay for the rest of their order, if that makes sense. But for you and your business, you need to decide what works for you and how you want to process all of your orders. Sorry, I'm still trying to figure out my lighting system. And I truly recommend that you get legal advice too. But sometimes legal advice, you need to kind of know what you want to ask or need to ask in a way. That's what worked out for me. So that's why I have all of these online classes that I teach. I have the newsletter I give out weekly. I try to upload to YouTube once a week. I'm trying to be better at that. I try to post in my groups, things like that. Anyways, I hope this is a little bit helpful for you in your sewing business. Please like, please subscribe, please share. And if you're on my newsletter for 2021, then you will know about the 1K subscriber giveaway that I have going on. But you need to be on the newsletter in order to be able to participate. That way I can communicate with you and you can communicate with me. All right, guys. I hope your day is great. I hope you have a really good week. And maybe I'll be back on before the weekend's over. Have a good one.